Sir Ed Davey, leader of the Lib Dems, is with us. So Boris Johnson has gone. It's what you wanted. But, you know, he was always the fall guy for you guys. So who's going to be your punch bag now?
Actually, it was the whole Conservative Party. When we were beating them in the 3 by-elections the last 12 months in their heartlands, in True Buckinghamshire, in North Shropshire, their seat they'd held for 200 years, and then overturning their massive majority in Devon. When we spoke to lifelong Conservatives, yes, some of them were angry with Boris Johnson. That was the reason they switched. I won't deny that. But far more were just fed up with the Conservatives, partly for propping up Johnson for so long, but also a feeling that they'd been taken for granted, that the Conservatives were all voting for these huge tax rises, and they'd broken election promises. So for us, actually, it doesn't really matter who the candidate is. Because they're from the Conservative Party, I think voters will be switching still to the Liberal Democrats.
So what happened yesterday? Because Labour was trying to get Boris Johnson out of number 10 altogether. I'm guessing you would have supported them in that, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of wrangling, I think, between the Labour and Government Whip's offices. Liberal Democrats have been calling for a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister for a long, long time. And although he has sort of gone, he's still there. And the thing about this particular Prime Minister, who I really don't think is a decent Prime Minister at all, he's unpredictable. I don't think he can be trusted. And he still has some power, even in these last few weeks and days. He can, for example, appoint people to the House of Lords when he retires. And I don't think we want Boris's mates, who've been responsible for this total disaster we've seen under Boris Johnson Conservatives, you know, going to the House of Lords. I think that'd be wrong.
You got a question today?
Well, I'm hoping the Speaker will pick me, and I certainly have got a question, but I'm actually not going to tell you what it is. I want to surprise the Prime Minister.
Oh, so you've been working on it in front of the mirror, have you?
Not quite like that. Just having a chat, my mind going round as I brush my teeth, you know.
OK. Rishi Sunak looks as though he's the frontrunner. Worried?
No, not at all. I mean, let's face it, he's the architect of all the tax rises. I mean, not only did he get a fine along with Boris Johnson for breaking the rules in lockdown, he's actually been the architect of 15 tax rises. So a lot of the unhappiness that we picked up from lifelong Conservatives who are saying, look, we've got these energy bills, we've got these food prices going up, we can't afford to fill up our car. All these real issues that Conservative voters, and frankly everybody, is worried about. Rishi Sunak has not really provided the help that people need. And, you know, there are millions of families and pensioners out there desperate for some help. And Rishi Sunak has been the person who could have provided it, and he's failed time and time again.
You say that, but, you know, it is up to the grassroots Conservative Party members who, of the final 2, becomes the next Prime Minister. If they choose Rishi Sunak, it means that he was doing the right thing?
Well, I don't think with due respect to Conservative Party members, they're necessarily representative of the rest of the population. And some of them may well be able to afford the higher bills, but my constituents, many of my constituents can't. And I suspect huge numbers of your viewers won't be able to afford the energy bills that are going to go up very, very steeply. I mean, I've spoken to people, not just in these by-elections, not just in the local elections, but just, you know, in my surgery and so on. And people are looking to Christmas with a degree of anxiety I've never seen before. I think the reality is, I think people get it, that we could be in the worst cost of living emergency for decades. And people who are already struggling are going to just don't know where to go. And the government hasn't done anything. And so, given those really difficult decisions people are having to make, the failure of Sunak and the failure of all these Tory candidates to actually stand up for ordinary people who do the right thing, who play by the rules, who go to work, who look after their kids, they just want a fair deal.
Okay.
And this government is not providing that deal.
I'm doing a double shift today and covering Prime Minister's questions, so we'll keep an eye on whether you get your question or not. And how you deliver it will give you marks out of 10. Good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks.